Alright everybody, what's going on? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. And in this one I was originally going to entitle this video Cordite Master Punishes Prestige Masters, but I decided not to do that for a multitude of reasons, which I'm going to get into. And I actually wanted to use this video and this gameplay along with this commentary here. I wanted to kind of use this video to kind of talk directly towards you, because at this point I have a few questions, and there's nobody better that I could literally ask in terms of my YouTube channel other than you guys. Some of you guys have varying opinions, but I always take other people's opinions to fact, but there's just so many different factors, so I figured what better way than to ask you guys directly. Now in terms of this gameplay, this is obviously me using the Cordite. I basically drop non-stop streaks against these people in the Mercenary playlist. By the way, the Mercenary playlist, guys, for those of you guys that are solo players, I highly recommend you give this a shot in Black Ops 4. It is such a fun playlist, and the team balancing actually works the way it's supposed to on the Mercenary playlist, because there's no parties to take into account. So you're not going to be overly punished if you are a good player. You're still going to face an opposition as well. Like the guy that made the best score on the opposite team in this one, for instance, he dropped a lot of streaks. He and a couple of other people dropped a lot of streaks, and in the previous game, and in this game this is what happened. I don't know, I don't remember if I joined in late in the previous game, and if this was my second game or my first full game on, I'm not sure. But the thing is, the good thing, my favorite thing about the Mercenary playlist is that if there are good players in the lobby other than yourself, which there are actually at least 50% of the time, somewhere around there, you actually have a fighting chance to come back, because the team balancing isn't as brutal. And if it is, it only lasts for like one game, and then the team balancing kicks in like after every match, and it balances the lobby out. Granted, certain players don't quit or whatnot. It balances the lobby out even better. So if there's a total of, let's say, 4 good players in the lobby, it's gonna balance it out to 2-2. So because in this gameplay, even though you can't see because it's in theater mode, the other guy, guys on the other team, there's like 3 Prestige Masters, and they're ranked up there pretty high. So, and on my team, I've got 1 good player, and I've got me, and then everybody else is everybody else. So, so I really like the fact that the Mercenary playlist that you actually have a shot at coming back against good players. And here on the PlayStation 4, it actually plays smoother. On, you know, unfortunately on Xbox, with my experience, the game doesn't play as smooth. But on PlayStation 4, it's been an absolute pleasure. And over the last 4 or 5 days, it's been a lot of fun playing this game, since the team balancing algorithm isn't really being too brutal on me, and it's being a lot more fair, and I actually have a fighting chance against other good players, because everybody's playing solo as opposed to teams. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this commentary, because like I said, I have a few questions. Now, I am very well aware, after almost 5 years of doing this, I'm very well aware that gameplay commentaries here on YouTube, especially for the channels that are smaller like myself, I know that gameplay commentaries are pretty much dead. They're old news. They're not as popular as they once used to be. I mean, the times have changed, so therefore a lot of content creators have been forced to change their content. Some content creators have remained the same, and they've been able to succeed because, well, part of the reason is because they're really good at what they do, number one, and number two, they are already well established, and that's what they're known for. So at the same time, with YouTube, I know, even with a smaller channel like me, because the views don't lie. The views don't lie, and the analytics don't lie. And the thing is that I know for a fact that if I go too far off base on my channel, it's not going to be received well. And the thing is, for whatever multitude of reasons, you guys have decided to either subscribe to this channel, or to click on this video, or just to once in a while click on my videos when you got nothing else to do and you just feel like, you know, burning some time on my stuff. So whatever the reason is, first of all, thank you. But the big thing is that the simple question is, what exactly is it that you guys would like on my channel? Now, I can't spend hours and hours on end editing one video, unfortunately, because I know that I'm not always going to have the time to do that, because usually 9 times out of 10, or should I say more often than not, I actually work a lot of hours. As of recently, I haven't. But usually, if you take my work history over the last, let's say, 5 to 7 years, I've always been averaging, well, it was a seasonal job, but when it was in season, I was always averaging anywhere from 55 to sometimes 60 or even 70 hours a week. 70 hours a week was very rare, but I would say the average would be anywhere from 55 to 60. Or should I say above 50 and maybe a little bit below 60. So when when that's going on, it's really difficult for me to spend a lot of time on one specific video. These videos that I make and that I've always been making usually don't take a lot of time. They actually used to take a lot of time when I first started, because I was still understanding like how editing works and how should I amplify my voice sound and recording and all that kind of stuff, settings, you name it. So, but the thing is, I understand that many viewers have a multitude of different views on my channel. Some of you guys think that, you know, I'm basically like, to a certain extent, a gameplay channel because of the type of gameplays I'm able to put up. And maybe, who knows, maybe some of you think that I should be a gameplay channel. I personally don't think so, and I know it would be something that for me, it would probably get stale and it wouldn't last very long. And at the same time, if I do turn into a gameplay channel, again, depending on what the type of content creator I want to be, after a while it would get stale, and it's like after a few months it's like there's little to nothing to talk about in terms of interest wise. Because I mean, if you're a Call of Duty fan, you really don't need me to tell you that, hey, there was a playlist update today. I mean, I think for a channel like mine, and again, feel free to speak your own opinions on this, but for a channel like mine, I think it's a lot more interesting and a lot more maybe more worthy of the channel, and makes sense for a channel like mine to basically talk about something big that's going on, or like some big news that was released on Charlie Intel. Like for instance, the other video the other day talking about Michael Condrey, like how he basically just called out Activision by saying, hey, these guys are in charge of the skill-based matchmaking. It's actually not the devs, which I never even thought of, at least not too much in depth. It was one of those thoughts that basically like kind of like I didn't even allow myself to think about it. But again, it does make sense because, well, Activision is in charge of everything, aren't they? Because they're the ones that pay the bills. So the thing is, you guys, for one reason or another, just decide to watch my stuff. What is it that you want to see more of, or what is it that you specifically want to see? If there's nothing that needs changing, let it be known. If there is a ton or something, a part of this formula, in terms of this video making formula that I specifically do, that needs changing, let me know. And if I'm able to do it, and if I have no problem doing it in terms of fun factor and in terms of the kind of, you know, the kind of channel, and we can meet somewhere in the middle or whatnot, then why not? I certainly don't have a problem with that. But again, like I mentioned before, I can't spend hours upon hours editing videos, because the amount of time that I will have is not always going to be consistent and compatible with that. And with the YouTube, for those of you guys that are not content creators, I'll tell you right now, YouTube is all about consistency as well. Consistency is part of the formula of success of YouTube, but at the same time, it's also about posting something that is worth clicking on. So with my channel specifically, if you guys don't want to see something, then there's little reason for me to post it. Every once in a while, I will do something like off base, whether it's talking about personal life or whether it's like, whether I feel like being a little bit comedic or whatnot. I'll do that, but I can't do that consistently. I tried and it didn't work, so therefore I'm making this video asking you guys, what would you guys like to see? What would you like to see more of? And again, let everything be known. And if there's nothing that needs change and I just need to be patient for the next Call of Duty to come out, which some of you have been saying or whatnot, I'm not really, to be honest, it's not even a matter of patience anymore. I've accepted the fact that there is a much greater possibility that my channel will never grow that much farther than what it is today. I've kind of come to the conclusion that I've pretty much accepted that. After a while of frustration and depression setting in, now depression is a whole other subject. I have that in my life regardless, but it's only worse when you see, it only gets a little bit worse when you see, like, no matter how consistent you are, no matter what kind of content you create, you're just not going to get more than a certain amount of views. So I very much understand that, and I've come to accept that. That's the kind of content creator I am, and that's the kind of content creator that this is the kind of content that I pretty much didn't look that much more past than when I originally created this channel. So because I know what my capabilities are, I know what my budget is, I know what my time frame is, and I know what I am specifically able to provide. So if you guys are okay with everything that I've been doing, then let it be known. And if not, and if there's something specifically or you know, an ingredient that you'd like to see added to the recipe in order to give the channel a little bit more spice, let me know down in the comment section. So I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay and this commentary. There's plenty of gameplays like this, and thanks to theater mode, because I wasn't always recording like a dumbass, there's gonna be plenty more gameplays like this, I can assure you. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for this one. Let me know down in the comment section. As always, if you enjoyed this video, let me know, and if you didn't, let me know what I could do to make my videos better, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.